We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and on one.
You ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Just got a call from my dog, he was limping. He said that he saw what he saw, but wish he didn't. I told him that we all was appalled at what we witnessed. He said that the law be going hard. I said they been dead, where you been? It's time to bring your best out, kings. Cause this ain't a protest, this a lifestyle change. Which means my child is your child. Protect and respect our queen. Hell of a thing to be melanin made.
ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. They know, and our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
So mama,
Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building.
What up, people? What's up with you? What's the good word, man? Welcome to the program. Let's go live with me, Lamont King. And guess what? I'm Lamont King. And you are now live. Hey, every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. East Coast time. Shout out to all my folks on the West Coast for checking in. Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, let's go. That's what it is. You made it. We here. Another day above ground. Could have gone the other way. Could have gone the other way. All right, housekeeping. As you know, we got to start the same way. Shout out to Steve Roy and Black Boo. Man, that song right there is so fire. I wish it was in A rotation on the radio. It just hits so hard. Two true artists, homegrown artists from the area, really put it down on that track. And I'm glad I can use it because it's not copywritten yet. I don't want no copyright smoke, so I appreciate it. I'm going to use it as long as I can. I do not own the rights to that material, but that song is fire. Fire. So shout out to Black Boo, Alfred Duncan Forever on all social media. Google that story. If you don't know them, Google that story. Duncan Forever. Amazing. All right. So welcome to the program. Good to see y'all, man. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go ahead. So follow me on all social media if you haven't already, Mr. Lamont King, my YouTube channel. Turn the notifications on. So every day I ain't got to remind you, hit you over the head. You can just already ping and be on the show. Be like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Know what time it is. Know what I got to do. And as always, we are 100% viewer supported at this time. And my Cash App is wide open. All we're looking for is $1 a viewer. That's it. That's it. Lamont King 06, $1 a viewer, man. You never know how long a Lucy goes. A Lucy could go a long way, man. Just a buck, go a long way. We got some, let's see yesterday. See if we got any, every day I check for the first time. I check at the beginning of the show, new patrons from yesterday. So here we go. Yesterday we ain't really had new patrons, but we got some recurring patrons. Our VIP Platinum returning Dr. J out of Baltimore. I gotta have her on the show, man, to talk about cranked up cardio as well. And our sponsor, our longtime sponsor, drunkenfruit.com. but yesterday, and there was an event that I did over the weekend for a group called Elevation Educational Consulting Group, and I was under contract. I couldn't really mention them until the money cleared. So the money cleared today. So shout out to them. They're a wonderful organization. Amazing. They did a thing called, I'm just kidding. They did a thing called Refueling for Justice where it's like a telethon. It really was like a telethon. It was like 12 hours of programming, on Zoom. And they had seminars, they had workshops, arts and crafts, kids stuff, story time. And then late at night, they had a DJ. And before the DJ, they had 4 comics. So it was myself, Michelle sometimes, Frankie French, and Seton Smith. So it was fun. You know what I mean? Y'all, you don't think you would enjoy comedy on the Zoom, but if it's done right, it's a good time. So shout out to my man Wacy, old school activist. Known him for a long time. He put me down with that. And also, last thing here, I just launched my Patreon account. So for people that can't figure out how to support, and I got a lot of old heads on here who don't really understand Cash App and apps where you send money and tie it to your bank account. Okay, you don't have to do none of that. Go to Patreon and become a patron. And with Patreon, the special about Patreon is you can subscribe to me like Netflix or Spotify and pay per month, and I'll give you all exclusive content. Everything I put together, I put it over there, and you can see it first. I have 3 levels over there, 3, 5, and 7. $3 a month, $5 a month, $7 a month. That's better than Pandora, Spotify, cable. Cut the cord. Okay? Cut the cord. Ooh, it's hot. My AC ain't on. All right, so let's get into the show, man. We got a lot to go over. Really not a lot. It's a slow news day, but it was just some things that jumped out. And I got a special guest coming on very, very shortly. Waiting for her to tune back out. Okay, she's back. So hey, Mish, Boston on the check-in. Real quick, I saw something today. Well, you know what? I'm gonna bring her on so we can talk about those things. So, all right, right about now, introducing, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. One of my favorite in the game, chef, author. I don't know. Is there a female way to say author? Is the authoress or just author? Chef, author, sports guru. And we came up in the game together. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss India Sweet.
You got me, Captain.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to be here. I was thinking about the other day, we really did come up in this game together.
Oh, in an amazing way.
This is, yeah. Where do I look? Do I look to you? Do I look here? This is my first time here. So I look in the camera, right?
Yeah, or either or. They'll fix it. Yeah. I tend to look at the green light as if.
Yeah.
See, what I'm doing, here's the
thing. Let me try to center you under the green so it's not a whole lot of difference where I'm looking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that too. And then lean.
I need to see your face because we operate. I need to feed off of you, you know?
Lean the computer, so cut that headroom off so you can be taller because you're taller than me in real life.
Well, no, because see, my head is big, so
there you go, right there.
Like too big. Okay, is that better?
Perfect. That's perfect.
Are we good at that? Okay.
I'm trying to get the nightly news. I'm trying to get used to it. You know what I mean? That's why I look.
Right. Okay, you know what? Okay, see, that might help. Yeah. Got to position myself. Because see, the last thing I know my husband Michael is watching this, shout out, and he always talks about how big my head is. He's
no. Your
head is so big. What is wrong? No, it's a whole thing.
Why would he do that?
If you did not help me out, that would what I would be hearing all night.
Why would he do that? Why would he say things like that are so untrue?
Yeah. But okay.
That's what married couples are for.
Look,
tell the truth.
A decade plus in the game. I mean,
now
them.
So let's talk about your big head. Is it long? Is it wide? Like where?
It's a little bit of everything because it goes long. Right now, I've been eating a lot during quarantine, so it's slightly more round than normal, but it's actually very long. But see, when it goes back. So like every person that's ever done my head complains, they're like, "Yo, your head is biggish." Because like you have to add. I've had people do extra money because it's like extra hours. It's a whole thing.
No,
it's a whole thing. I could never fit hats as a child. Oh, it's deep with me.
Now, are we talking like a regular stylist or like braiders? Like, as regular scholars they shouldn't
A little bit of
come out their
both.
mouth like that.
Well, I mean, braiders, see, when they talk to me over the phone, I keep it real. When they tell me like how long it should take, I'm telling you, add an hour and a half extra to it so you don't take nobody else. I'm telling you, because my head takes time. And they like, oh, they're always laughing. And then when they get to it, they be like, dang, oh, like, yeah, it does.
That just means you smart. You smart.
I got to keep it someplace, right?
You was intelligent.
I got to keep it someplace.
All right, well, since you brought your husband up, can we talk about Basketball County? Because I thought that was an excellent documentary. I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm from here, but I really thought it was very well done. Now, because I'm from here, I loved it. But also because I'm from here, I know that they left out a lot. But they were being very specific with a specific time period. But I mean, I think it was done incredibly. Like the pride, you got down South Texas, Florida, right? You see football documentaries talk about high school football. I can't relate because I wasn't from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I played this in the crib, I literally was standing up in the middle of the floor watching it. Like, I promised you.
I know you. No, I know you were. I'm pretty. I
was doing, I'm rocking, doing the cross and everything. Like, I'm like, wow, just to see yourself. Like, they showed my rec that I grew up in, Glenarm Rec. It was amazing. What did you think about it? Because you're a local product. From the DMV area.
I thought it was good for the time period that they did it for, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
As a whole overall doc, it missed some things, and it was dedicated to a certain group of people, and the group of people that it was dedicated to along the way, because it was slightly different from what it started off to be. But at the end of the day, you and I know in this media game, you have to go with what's going to sell, what people are going to watch, or people are going to go with, and there are certain names that you have to go through.
Right.
Even though they didn't stick with PG County, even though they didn't win state titles in the county, even though they were there for specific times and went off to other schools and other areas, but. Well,
it's hard too, and we're talking about the documentary "Something in the Water," Basketball County, which kind of lays out the history of not even the history, how impactful Prince George's County, Maryland basketball is to professional basketball. Yeah. So first of all, you got to understand what lens they shooting it in. They're saying how many pros come from this area, right? But if you from here, you realize that it's way more layered than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we impacted basketball before we got a lot of cats going to the pros starting in the early 2000s. We had a lot of cats dominating college nationwide.
Yeah.
And then before that, we had a lot of cats that never went anywhere. But were better than everybody that you could name.
No, couldn't get them grades right. Couldn't keep them grades right.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And also, like you said, to sell this, it's about PG County, but we all know from this area, everybody from here is literally plays everywhere. So she cut out. I'm trying to get her back in. But yeah, the documentary, like being from the what they now call the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, when you're here and you're playing, it's really one general area. But in order to sell that story, that Kevin Durant, let me bring you back in. In order to, I was saying how, when you're from here, we know we know the names in DC. We know the names right across in Virginia. We know the names up the highway in Baltimore. But if you're Kevin, if you're a Kevin Durant trying to get this documentary, so, you got to say, all right, this is where I'm from. This is where I grew up, and this is what made me the basketball player that I am. And then he had to hone in on players, one from his era, and two, I feel like from his crew. Can you hear me? We back. Check your G's. You need more G's. India, you need 5 G's. You're only using 3 of your G's. We need to get 2 more G's. All right, here we go. Let's try one more time. All right, be still. Be still. Because this conversation was, oh man, it was about to get good. Because Endo is a sports expert. All right. But anyway, yeah, true. Let me wait for her to come back. But true, Claude. Wait a minute, that's not the one I wanted to do. It could have been a 5 or 6 part series. It was. It definitely could have been a docu-series. Trying to cram it all. And it was very short too. It was very short. But it's just, it was still good. It was still put together well. And, the people that they did select, I think, represented well and kind of explained what basketball means to this area and to the people from this area. And they really honed in on the impact of players that were born and raised in this particular county, which is a small part of this area, and their impact in the pros, right? So they gave the credit to the start, high profile, to DeMar Johnson, who I believe went to Bladensburg. So what I was just saying, you need some more G's? Because we need to get you to 5 G's, because you're on 2 G's right now.
That it is me. First of all, 5G is the devil. Second of all, I think
we'll get to that.
It wasn't me.
Okay. All right. No, so what I was basically saying was, on the quick recap is that, being from this area, we know the players, right? Growing up, Virginia players, Baltimore, whatever. But as a Kevin Durant trying to put a documentary out, you got to sell it to the rest of the world. This is my neighborhood. These are people I play with. This is what basketball means to us. Because people outside still, even though we got the DMV brand going nationwide, people outside this area still can't necessarily figure that out. They still don't get it. They still don't get it.
You have to be from there to be able to actually get it. And to just dive on a quick tangent because of that, being up here, New York, New Jersey area now. Born and raised. That's where I am. We just moved about a year ago, right? DMV, both of us homegrown. You know what I mean? One state titles at Oxon Hill High School, by the way. Anyway, okay. So, being from there, it's just different, right? We've been up here for a minute. So we had to come home. When I was rapping to you last week for a funeral, we were in the car longer than we were in DMV, right? Went to a funeral that, you just kind of have to pass through just to say, I love my family. Then we go to the Chick-fil-A at Pennsylvania Avenue, right? Right there, kind of like Pennsylvania Avenue and Silver Hill Road.
Yeah.
So, we coming, we in the parking lot because the lady had to bring out our food. You got an old grumpy black lady, manager in the parking lot trying to find somebody. So she got an attitude. You had to go going. Some boys pull up in the white little ride with some nice rims, take out a dinner tray, set up some drinks in some mason jars, start cranking their music. And I'm sitting there like, dang, I miss the DMV. Home, you know what I mean? It's not like that anyplace else. So when you see it on TV, it's such an experience, such a visceral experience that no matter what's, on the outside, you just get happy to see it because you like, yeah, man, we deserve it. You know what I mean? So for that, I hope they are able to go on and talk more in depth about how many people have actually come from that area, because there are so many that didn't even get 20 seconds to even say who they are. Right. They didn't even have a montage of all of the people in our area that walked across the NBA stage. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. If you called it Basketball County, and you're kind of centering it on PG, you could do a whole other one just on DC. And
well, what I will say is, I don't want to go too in depth, but it changed along the way. What came out was not how it was supposed to be.
I'm sure.
It was honest to goodness, for real PG County doc. First of all, it was like Montgomery County and PG County. It was a whole lot of different stuff or whatever. But later on down the line, when they came PG County, and then certain people started backing out, and other people had to fund it, then other people had to try to get it sold. And then it changed. You know how it is in this business. Right. It morphed along the way. You know what I mean?
Now, not to be funny, but
well, you tried.
No, because you got on me when I said this on Facebook. There is one, and I'm not going to make fun of him, but listen to what I'm saying. Just hear me out. There's one person that was in that window of time that to not even get a mention ain't fair. He was in the window of everybody that you show, and you went back to 2000 and say DeMar Johnson, and then you go all the way up to Quinn Cook. He was in that window, and not even get a picture, not even get a still photo.
There was one still from when he was at Roosevelt. I want to say there was a still.
I didn't see Delonte
one still. There was one still. But, and you know, for me, I believe that's so unfortunate because of the fact that so many of these guys are supposed to say that he's their friend, and you know, anything that he's going through now should have an effect on what he contributed to the area and the game when he did. You know what I mean? Wasn't nobody trying to mess with D West, you know, when he was in high school, you know. So it's, but again, you know,
just from that, from being a star in this area, and then from that run.
I mean, they made Kurt look like an angel, but you can't even sit up there and talk about Lamont.
They made who look like an angel? I didn't hear you.
Nobody. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, but I'm saying they, you know, that run with St. Joe's with him and Jameer Nelson, and then him really getting on the map and really knowing he was one of those few. You didn't, if you watched the NBA, you didn't know DeMar Johnson was from PG, but you knew where Delonte West was from. Like that was a thing. And then, you know, when things, I guess, went left, he still could have been in that. He definitely still could have been in that. I was kind of shocked. It was a couple of people. I was like, well, wait, what happened?
They could have had pictures. They could not have interviewed him, but they could have had pictures.
True.
Yeah. It was enough to. But again, this goes back to even having guys that, you know, even some type of order, or, you know, like this is how many people actually came. Like you talked about people, but you didn't really count through how many actually did. You know.
Right. Misha said, "Where can you find the documentary?" I think this is Showtime.
Showtime.
All right. Now, speaking of networks, we're gonna move on. Speaking of networks, BT did their 20th anniversary of the BT Awards the other night. Completely virtual. I think they had some live performances.
No, I don't really think any of the performances were live. They had performance.
I mean, without
performance was definitely highly choreographed.
Yeah. So I didn't catch it, but I heard Amanda Seales was the host. And you say Amanda Seales is 50.
You knew she was the host. What are you talking about? I hear like somebody just like you knew she was the host.
Because I ain't see the shit. So I hear reported.
That means you ain't know it.
It's being reported that she was the host. Anyway.
You just like my post where I showed you she was the host. You knew.
So the funny thing I saw was people saying was I wish we had Sita, because they said she looked like Sita on the set of you remember Sita's World, because she was on a virtual set.
She did look like, but she's cute though. Oh yeah, you know.
So how was it? Because they aired it on CBS and BET, because that's a Viacom situation. But did it live up to the hype? Did it make you proud?
I will say this. I mean, Amanda came in being Amanda. I mean, she was like, who better to be here? I've been told y'all everybody racist. I mean, she went right in. She didn't even wait for like a second line. But she was funny, man. I thought she was hilarious, you know. She was funny to me. As good as a virtual award show can be, because the Emmys were on the other night and they were terrible.
They were terrible.
It was horrible. But Amanda, I mean, she was funny. She was like, let's be honest, half y'all had to protest, because I think the half y'all had to protest because the club closed.
Yeah.
Like a let out with a cause. I mean, she was funny.
That's good writers. She had good writers. I tried to.
The black woman can't be funny. She got to have everybody. I know some people do, but she can't. You know,
award show monologues are 100% somebody else. Everyone, every last one of them.
Not 100% somebody. A group effort. You mean
it's something? It ain't. It's not you. It might be 20% you. And I'll say it. I'm not really a fan. I'm not a fan because I don't know what tag to put her on. She was a deaf poet one time. She was a VJ the other time. She was and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, stand-up comedy. And then
what do you mean? What is she saying about me? I like to do the writing. I like to do the cooking. I do the sports stuff. I'm what I feel like being that day.
No, but you stick with all of them though. That's different.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not a comedian. you're not gonna get into comedy because everybody's doing comedy.
No,
that's not you.
I don't want to do comedy. I want to write.
You're not gonna do be a deaf poet snapping fingers because that's the hot show on. That's just yeah. I'm gonna tell you, full transparency. Full transparency.
All right.
I try to put all of that aside, put all my old feelings because I did a gig with her about 20 years ago. I tried to put that aside. It was a long time ago. Tried to put her attitude aside from that event and try to re-support her, right? So I'm following all her pages. I'm checking out her material. I see her little clips from she be giving people the business on the View and all that. Is that the View? Is she on the View?
The Real.
The Real. All right. The Real View. And so then they said she got a social media situation, like a community. She created her own social media app. And I was like, oh, bet Smart, Funny, and Black or something.
Smart, Funny, Black,
And I was like, oh, I like that brand. That's a tough brand. Way to work it. So I go to the joint and it's like, log on. So I go to log in and they like, well, which level? Smart, Funny, or Black, right? And so I'm like, can I be all three? And then it's like $26 a month. I'm like, I'm not doing that to talk to you. $26? What? Man, nah. Come on, man. That don't even make sense.
So would you dropped your price and went to Patreon's platform and say you can...
I ain't dropped my price. I'm saying 26 was too much. Like, here's the thing, man. Everybody got these master classes and selling courses. Mm-hmm. And like, this ain't the time for that. I mean, it's like, 26 a month.
Well, was
on TV every day?
Was this before all of this, or has it? Because she's had that Smart, Funny, and Black platform for some time now.
Has she?
Yeah, because she would sell out everywhere she went.
Well, she did the little tour. That's when she started doing comedy, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She started doing comedy, and that was a good.
Some people aren't born out the womb saying sometimes it comes along the way. It's like
I've seen the clip.
I might be able to do this.
She was selling out theaters. Kudos to her for selling out. She's doing what I can't do, so I can't hate. But she was selling. I seen the video when they swag surf and was doing all and playing the trivia on stage. All this is brilliant. All this is brilliant. Mm-hmm. But not $26 a month for your social media app platform. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. And I could have the prices wrong. So somebody else want to correct me, feel free.
Somebody will if they can.
Don't knock her hustle. I'm not.
Don't knock her hustle. I hear you.
Won't be me.
I feel you.
So I'm late to the party. That's fine. Selva says been around for almost a year. That's fine. That's all well and good. She can sell it, and I wish her the best. I just don't buy it into it. I'm not a fan, and I can be that. That's not hate. I can be that.
Yeah, of course, we always Black folks, cannot be a fan of the only people that we really just need to be a fan of.
Yeah.
And not even watching Insecure, which is like one of the most brilliantly written shows.
And kudos to her for joining that series late and becoming the biggest star on the series. Because Hollywood ain't color struck.
She didn't join the series late. She kind of joined around its inception because they were always that 4-girl group.
Shout out to Yvonne Orji from Laurel, Maryland, by way of Lagos, Nigeria, who's a real stand-up comedian.
I was going to say, she has her own little HBO stand-up, and she's had her movies. Issa's got a couple of movies right now, so I don't really know how. You saying Amanda is the biggest star from there?
I said now she's the one that gets pushed. Maybe she got a good team around her. I don't know if it's the light skin thing. I don't know, man. I'm just here.
I don't know. John, pretty good.
John said, well, you can't see John's comment. John said, no, the second half. He said, he subscribed to her live web shows, Smart, Funny, and Black trivia shows. They are highly entertaining, and she's got a good hustle. Yeah, great. Good for her. And when I figure out something and I can do a master class, it's going to happen too.
I will too.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just not their fan. I'm just not their fan. All right. So anyway, moving on.
So they say.
Yeah. So did you see? I don't know if you were plugged in today on the news. Donald, your president, has a new press secretary, right? Who all over the place. And today they had a little back and forth. She had a little back and forth with one of the reporters who was saying that the president don't like to read and how he gets his information. And so she went on this little quick rant. And at the end of the rant, she's gonna say that the president is the most informed man on the planet. Now, in context, she said most informed about national security issues. So when I heard the full clip, of course, the soundbite is all they gave you. Internet went nuts. But when I heard the full clip, I was like, I mean, he might be the most informed of national security. He might be. He should be. That don't make him smart or intelligent in the least bit. But on the planet, though, like he gets way too much credit from these people, man. These people are really under hypnosis. That's the only real thing I can come up with. A lot of these people are really in a trance.
Pod people, like aliens are real, and they have really taken over a certain faction of our society. Because at this point, like, plausible reasons are out the window. I just don't even, like you said, I check in with Twitter and I see what's trending, every few hours. And it's so funny because you don't even have to see his name to know when there is a hashtag that's about him, like, you so dumb, or no one likes you, or, RIP. Like, you just always know when it's about him, and it's exhausting.
You know what's weird now that we're in such a time where it's so much fun to at him on Twitter. And to be like, I would have never thought about doing that before. Just to add him and be as disrespectful as possible that I can humanly be without the FBI coming.
Without the FBI, what's the farthest you've gone? What level are you like at? Where's the line?
I've done a couple, like, shut your dumb ass up. Like, I've done a couple of those. I mean, that's simple. But he'll be like something, and I'll be like, and I'll literally be thinking, like, shut your dumb ass up, and then I'll write up, shut your dumb ass up, and then retweet. But I'll make sure to retweet with his in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just fall into the blend in. I want to stand out. But none of that. None of that excessive stuff. I don't need that. I don't need that. But I've said some things that, when I broke it down, I was like, this is untrue, and this is a farce. I try to use, big words like that. They don't get really the likes that shut your dumb ass up gets.
Right.
It's weird that we're in a time where that's a thing that you can do.
Yeah.
You can do that to your sitting president because he's doing it. Because he's doing it. But the danger of that is, and let's go to this video. I got a video clip I want to play. I found this on social media. Every day I find 2 or 3 things that I just think should be seen.
Right.
We talked about. So there was this guy. Apparently he's Mexican, according to the caption. I can't really tell, but he's in his neighborhood. Some neighborhood looks like it's on the West Coast, and he's tearing down Black Lives Matter posters. Mm-hmm. And out of nowhere, there's a white guy who's not having it, and this is so enjoyable. There's some profanity, so we're going to work through it. But let me. I've watched this at least 10 times. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Yeah, here we go. So let's just play this.
If you're your fucking neighbor, you're tired of sitting on the fence.
Can you hear it?
Why are you taking it down? Why are you taking it down? No,
I live right there. I'm sick of fucking seeing it.
What? You can't even read it. You can't even see it.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, sit down. It's my house right there. Are you serious? Sit down, bro. I live right out of here, bro. I live right there. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Then go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. I will go home now, fool. Get the fuck out of here. Hell no. This is my fucking block, bro. Get the fuck out of here then. What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's straight up giving him body.
It's about to get good. He like, oh, MMA. This is when the MMA come out. See, I don't need to do nothing. You getting punked right now. In front of his family.
Tired of cops. Tired of all of it.
And even in his hostile language, he said a lot of people are tired of seeing it. It don't have nothing to do with you though. Like that's complete logic right there.
Oh yeah? You think I'm fucking playing? I live right there. I'll slap you at your whip, bro. Shut the fuck up and keep your four wheels pushing, bitch.
Keep your 4 wheels pushing.
You're a pussy.
Wow.
Why are you taking it down?
Yeah, so
No, not everyone. Just you.
I live right there.
all right, back to it. Yeah, so I enjoy that for a number of reasons.
That was nice.
You know,
Enjoy it.
we love to see it. I've watched it 10 times because I thought it was fake at first, but then upon further inspection, and I like that he was just a white guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't a wigger because he had many opportunities due to the emotion to throw nigga out there easily, but he went with bro, which was always a good substitution.
Yes.
And he was very adamant, but he was using logic and reason, which I love. He like, look, man, dude was like, I'm tired of seeing it. I live right across the street. I'm over it. And he like, it's a lot of people tired of seeing it. He said, but it ain't got nothing to do with you. Go home. And I was like, wow. And then see, that's what I'm talking about. We had a long conversation yesterday on Let's Go Live, and I was saying how it's just too much conversation. And that one right there was just the right amount of conversation and the right things being said.
When you say too much conversation, how do you mean? You know, trying to explain people why a black life should matter? Yeah,
I don't believe you should.
Yeah.
There is no explanation. Too much conversation. Yeah, I'm not a fan of all that talky talk. So that's what we were talking about yesterday. Go read a book. Go Google. If you really have to understand it. But I like what happened there in that moment because it's like it don't have anything to do with you. Like if you know this is somebody expressing a concern with a problem. You over here tearing down like kids and put them signs up and all that. He's like, I'm over it. I'm tired of seeing it. He says a lot of people tired of seeing it. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Go home. And I liked it.
Yeah.
That slide in the beginning. Man, if he missed time, that's emotion. Because if he didn't time that right, it'd been lights out.
All I was looking at was the knees to see if he scraped or when he went down. Yeah. I was like, that looked like the little, them joints, they burned.
He probably absolutely did too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just that's just there's some small victories on. I'm easily amused. There's some small victories on social media that every once in a while, we'll get. I hope nothing comes from that. I don't encourage violence, but I mean, some people you just have to give them a stern talking to. All this conversational. Can we sit at the table and talk it out? It's just some people that just does not work with. So
no, but those people going in. A lot of the time, I was talking to somebody the other day and having a conversation and dialogue, but it's one of those things that, you come to grow over time. And even being in this area, you see how so many people are ignorant, and it's only because they were never taught any of this. So a lot of this stuff that's just coming out, they don't want to be hateful. Some people want to be hateful. You can't do nothing about that. Some people don't really want to be, but then when everything is, because we know about all the shootings and the unarmed police, the killings that go, because we share it on Facebook, they don't get it on mainstream media. You know what I mean? We share it. We know. But when everybody had a chance to stop and everybody is looking because news stories or whatever, pandemic, life stops, but racial inequality and killings don't.
Right.
So everybody's seeing it and it's like, well, dang, I really don't want to be like that, and so they want to take the steps, but then you have those people that they want to be who they are, and at the end of the day, so we can't learn how to cancel, we got to learn how to, communicate.
Oh, I like that. Say that again. That's a new one. That's on the t-shirt.
We can't always cancel, we got to learn how to communicate. So, that's where I am trying to move forward because it's got to be some kind of balance, right?
So are you that one?
If there's not a balance, then what are we doing all this for? You know what I mean?
Are you the talker? Is that what you're saying?
I don't talk. I will talk. I like to have conversations because I am the Fox News watcher. I am the CNN, MSNBC. I want to know what everybody's talking about. You know what I mean? Because I have people that I think that can lead this country one day. But to do that, you have to be able to listen to all sides. Nothing is going to get changed. You cannot not want to talk to somebody who doesn't agree with you because they're still out there. So there have to be people that I need people on my side that's going to fight. And sometimes I'm not, saying this is good, but sometimes you got to burn some stuff down to make people say, hello, I'm not playing with you. But then you have to be the people that are in the, in the rooms that want to get this stuff done to figure out how we all come together and how we actually move forward and just don't have these empty gestures like a statue coming down. Yeah, that's nice, but can we stop redlining? Can we stop freaking gerrymandering to where our votes don't count? These are the things that I care about, and I want to be able to be in a room and get done.
So when you have these conversations, right? Because I know you probably have them more than me, just based on where you live at. When you have them, when you have them, do you get a sense that what you're saying is even making iota of a difference, or pandering?
I will say this. There was one that I started, which was really awkward because it was my son's best friend's mom, right? And friends on Facebook, and she came and she said something, and I know she didn't mean it. I know this woman, she hit me with the, I don't see color, right? And she meant it from the most sincere way, but she doesn't understand what for us that means. And that's because being up here, they're not really around people that look like us a whole lot. You know what I mean? You can go through your whole 12 years at a school here and may have 1-2 black kids at the whole school. You know what I mean? So, especially back then. Now, it's a little bit, the little Indians, the Pernils, and the Hard Rushes, they're there too now. But it's a little bit more mixed. But back then, it just wasn't. So, I stopped talking to her for a minute, and the last message that I left her was, I like you as a person. Sometimes, I'll be here to talk if you want to truly understand why it is you've been programmed to vote this way. You said, you think he's terrible and you whatever, but you kind of been programmed. I'll talk to you. Been talked for a while, and all this other stuff started happening on top of the pandemic. And then, she's reaching out, and but because I think some people are really good-hearted people, and sometimes they've just never been open to it, so they really don't know. And sometimes when you have to come to grips with who you really might be when you never thought you were, that can mess you up for a minute. You know what I mean? It can say, who have I really been all this time? Like, I thought I was all right, but dang, if I got to look closely, maybe, I'm trying to say it, I'm going to my church and volunteering, but that ain't really, So,
because I always go back to the same. There's one example that I always go back when we get to this point in the conversation. When the mirror is held up to them, and it's like you said, they might have thought that they were a good person, and they don't. I don't see color, and none of my grandparents owned slaves, and all that. All the logical justification for all that, but you still comfortable. I always go back to Jane Elliott when she did her experiment, and she said, knowing how America treats black people, would you switch places? I don't care what you think you are. Would you switch places for 24 hours? No one in the room said yes. So all of that, to me, when I get to that point in the conversation, it's all fluff to me. That's all fluff. Because it's like you said, it's conditioned. For you, it's conditioned. It's built in, all the way in. And you may wake up one day and be like, I really am more terrible than I think I am. I'm really giving myself more credit. That is fluff. You know what I mean? Like literally, I seen some people. I was gonna play this clip earlier today, but I didn't, because it's like I see these clips online every day when the white folks is like, y'all don't this and y'all that and you should go back and all this other stuff. And I'm like, really, just if you would just read, like we had to read both stories, yours and ours coming up. Y'all didn't even really have to read it all. All you had to do was show up and be present and pass.
They did have to read our stories. I'm telling you that coming from PG County.
What I'm saying, they barely read their own, is what I'm
No,
saying.
that's my point. Like we came here when we moved last year. We moved right after Black History Month, right? So the last Black History project they had at my child's school was a living Black History museum. Okay, elementary school where all the kids had to choose somebody to dress up, from then to now, Black History, so kids can walk through, you can talk and have interactions, and they have to know certain things, right? To coming up here. And there was like maybe a Martin Luther King sectional brought home in the middle of February. I can't even really remember. And it's just like sometimes we want to get angry, but they've been so turned off to our contributions and what we actually did in society. They really just don't even know.
Yeah.
They really just don't even know.
Or don't care. They don't care.
There are those, that's what I'm saying. So it's always the balance, trying to figure out the ones that really just don't care and they trying, or the ones who just like, dang. So,
all right, as a sports nut, which you are,
look,
what
talk about this for a minute.
Yeah, what do you think about Major League Base? What do you think about football, Major League Baseball, NBA? Like they're really trying to come back, but a lot of the players are just like, nah, we good. Fine, we'll take the fine. Like, what do you think is
I don't think they can come back for a couple of reasons. Number one, because so many guys are opting out now. DeAndre Jordan tested positive today. Dinwiddie, tested positive. So you have so many people from teams that are number one, either testing positive or not going to play. Then where are you getting all these people that's supposed to fill these roster spots, right? Because if the players that's been sitting home that were playing before aren't ready, how the people that weren't even playing before the whole pandemic supposed to be a modicum of ready? Then who gets a ring? The people that filled in get the ring, and the people that were there 3/4 of the way get the ring.
It's just like those years in those strike years and lockout years and scab years in football and basketball.
It's still so it's just so much, and then you have to really account for everybody being responsible, and that's just not going to happen.
If you in one of them developmental leagues or farm league, now is really the time to really petition for. I want this to go on.
I'm ready. Come on, I'm ready.
I'll take all the risks for that 40. Because I was making 40,000. I'll take all the risks. Now I may need to suit up. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, nobody wants that. No, nobody.
What you mean? What you mean?
I'm sorry. Other than behind that mic and making people that nobody wants you to suit up.
It's 12 players on the rosters. They need 11. I got chances.
12 players. They need 15.
Oh, 15. Yeah, 15. I got chances.
And then no, but I mean, then you have a lot of guys that's overseas, because the NBA is a very international league, and they don't want to come back to America because they know America is not doing a very good job at trying to keep this whole thing under control right now.
Speaking of tourism, I saw one headline right before I got on. They were saying the EU, European Union, is still prohibiting travel from America. That's crazy. And that's like coming home or otherwise. Like, what if you live there and you just can't even? We are now the shithole country that Donald used to rap about.
Don't the tweets always come full circle?
Yeah, we don't.
Like sometimes I want him to shut up because I'm like, your tweets always come. I can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Johnny said I could give him 4 to 5 good minutes. That's what she said. Hey, but look,
Gatorade. Bruh, I saw you trying to hit a golf ball looking like a capital letter B out there, like trying to touch. I'm like, yo, what is happening here?
You know anybody that golf? Mike golf?
I know people that golf.
Send them and send your money. Since you want to talk, send them and ain't no trying. A 3-legged dog tries. Send them and send your money. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Play with your
Charles Barkley out there. It was not a good
look. No way. Absolutely not.
Did you or did you not miss the ball when you tried to swing it? When you just showed that?
I played an old clip. That was a before and after clip. You talking?
How long ago though?
When I first started.
And how long ago was that?
I'm jive good now.
Yeah, that's not a modicum of time.
Send your best player and send some money.
You don't want me to do that because I know some guys that golf. You don't want that.
We can have it. Speaking of international, I'll close out on this. It's funny. Iran has an arrest warrant out for your president. It's violation human rights. They got warrants. Your man got warrants. I
saw somebody post. They was like, "Hey, he in the bunker. Go get him."
Yeah. He is the most ghetto. He is officially now the ghettoest president ever. I mean, he got baby mamas. He got illegitimate. He got warrants. He got cases. Man, ghetto, I don't know that is the ghettoest of ghetto. You make warrants, international warrants.
International warrants. And I think he's going to have enough of his own here. If a lot of these stories come out that Russia was putting bounties on American soldiers' heads
in Afghanistan,
didn't do anything about it, and he's sitting on some information. And
he's a bookkeeper. He's a union buster. Like he everything ghetto. The man got one. And people, I saw people big talking on social media, of course. Never has somebody put an open warrant on a sitting president. That would go nowhere. That's insane. What do they think? They're going to come over here and depose him? I was like, whatever we do. That's what do you mean? This would be a fine time to try to do it.
No. They don't want them to do what America does to out of control leaders.
Yeah, right.
They don't want that, okay? Yeah. Because America is as brutal as they come. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so let's let them try to go through some type of law and order since he loves it so much. Let them go through that process.
Yeah.
Did you see when he was at the I posted it when he was at the, I don't even know if you can call it a rally, whatever it was, when he was in Tulsa, and when he was talking about the many things. I didn't watch it till like the next day because I can't watch him talk that long about one that ran my head through a glass wall. And he was talking about, he said, with DACA, we really won DACA. And so like a few people cheered, we won it, but we just got to resubmit some paperwork. I mean, they said that we won, but we just got to redo some paperwork. I mean, it was okay. They said DACA was going to be easy and we could win it. It would have been nice if we won, but we really got it. We just got to resubmit the paperwork. I was like, how did you tell somebody that you won and you lost in like literally the same breath and still try to make it seem like he's psychotic? It's something, it's
that. Yeah.
And then Biden, did you see Biden talking today though?
For the first time in a couple of months. I didn't watch it.
I watched part of it and he was good. With him, you want him just to ride the wave.
Yeah, just stay even. Don't. He don't want you. Just want to be like, hey, don't fuck this up.
Don't
stay even.
Please, like every answer, you kind of holding your breath a little bit.
Yeah.
He don't mean bad, but he just, he Joe. He Joe, right? So it was so funny. They were asking him a question about Trump, right? And you could tell he wanted to say something crazy because it's sometimes when you have to answer a question about Trump, you can't just be like, he just a crazy man. Like that's what you want to say, but he can't. So they were like asking him questions and you could see the little wheels turn in his head trying to figure out how to not call all of his supporters fools, you know what I mean, idiots, and be, it's just so funny trying to watch them.
What's even more, what's even more funny? The fact that he exercised that level of restraint did with Charlemagne. I find that fascinating. So you can do it. You know what I mean? Why do people do that though?
like that was a lesson learned. Okay, I feel like that has shown that he can learn certain lessons. But at the end of the day, first of all, me and Charlemagne, he's not one of my favorites. You don't care for a man, I don't care for him. Anyway, I feel like he tries to get people. He does that. He's that butthole on purpose that tries to get people entangled into some type of situation. And I get we need all of that right now. But if you not like my brother Gary, what's his name down in New Orleans that goes to those meetings? Was that the one that talked about Connie? And Connie, you not like him.
I think Gary Chambers.
If you're not like him and you're going to those meetings after you vote, I really don't want to hear about what you're talking about. Because if you're thinking that you're supposed to go and vote one time and all of a sudden you're done, nah, bro, that's not how it works.
I don't think he said that.
But that's how he acts a lot of times because I don't hear him talk about being involved. He'll go out, he'll push those books, and he'll do all that. But when are you talking about the importance of getting inside of your city and your whatever?
You've tuned him out from something he did a long time ago. Same way I did Amanda Sears.
I never said he wasn't intelligent. This is my thing, though.
Fair.
No. But this is my thing, though. I think he is very intelligent. I think he's very intelligent. I think he has so much to offer. That's my whole thing. So it's like, stop being such a douche all the time. You know what I mean? Maybe because that's your stick. Because you are a highly intelligent black man, and we need your voice. But sometimes you try to create stuff where there doesn't need to be, and this is not the time for that. You know what I mean? That's just kind of my whole thing.
And we'll finish on that. You come back and join us anytime. India. What's up with the book?
It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like that. 31 Days of Me, India Sweet. It's on Amazon.
Say it again. What's it called? Say it again.
31 Days of Me, A Journey to Rediscovering You. Perfect time to do it as we go in, since we're in the middle of this pandemic and trying to come back out on the other side. You want to revamp, you want to recreate. It's the perfect book for you.
31 Days of Me, available on Amazon right now. India Sweet, always a pleasure. Appreciate you stopping by.
Captain. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll have you back real soon. Tell everybody I said what's up.
Same here.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, y'all. There it is. The always fun India Sweet. We grew up in radio together. The homie. All right, so we got to end this on a word from an elder. As always, we like to have our elder check in, call sign Alpha Papa, to give us a good word to keep it moving on. So right now he's in his storytelling phase. So he's sharing a lot of stories. And this one is a story that I never heard, never got a chance to hear. A word from our elder.
Happy every day. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflections. In the fall of 1992, I picked up my youngest son from high school basketball practice at a predominantly white school in Prince George's County, Maryland. We were pulled over by the police as soon as we left the parking lot of the school. As I was presenting my ID and driver's license to the officer, I glanced to my right and saw another officer standing behind my son. This officer was out of view of my son, with his hand on his weapon, a gun. He was leaning over as if he was ready to do some harm to us. I was afraid and angry at the same time. I was able to suppress my inner feelings so that my son and I could survive this situation alive. This incident took a lot out of me mentally, as I did not tell anyone, not even my wife. Now, 28 years later, this week I finally discussed the incident with my wife and son. My son told me that he remembers the incident, but he did not see the officer behind him. Why were we stopped in the first place? No ticket was issued. No tail light was out. Was it DWB? Driving while black? Listen, folks, today's current events evidently triggered my mindset and brought this incident to the forefront of my memory. Stay safe and alert. There's no difference between 1992 and 2020. Peace and blessings. Alpha Papa signing off.
All right, y'all. There you have it. There's today's show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, viewer support can be found in Cash App, Lamont King 06. And also, I would encourage you to become a patron at my Patreon account, Mr. Lamont King. Follow me on YouTube. Turn the notifications on so you can catch when the show come on. We got some dynamite special guests lined up, and I want y'all to be a part of the whole thing. Download the Humor Mill app as well. Get that on your phone, your tablet, or on your TV by way of your Roku or your Fire Stick. That way we can grow this thing, man. Can't do it without y'all. Appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow at 6 Eastern time.